Hey guys, how are you? Welcome to this, third? Yes.
To the third Galactic Show.
Third Galactic Show. Very, very excited. Thank you for waiting like 5 extra minutes for these issues to be fixed, but I think now we're completely ready and very excited to be here.
You can never account for technical difficulties. And first and foremost, I would like to say that I'm sorry for any colorful language that you hear tonight, but I'm not sorry. It's our channel, and we're gonna do what we want.
Yes, we want no filters, nothing. It's gonna be a great.
It's gonna be a fun time.
A fun time, because today the guest today is going to be one of our favorite YouTubers, the most funny one, I believe. So I think it's the funniest one.
I'm gonna say the funniest. Sorry, everybody. World. It's true.
And it's going to be Dylan. Welcome to Dylan. What's up, man? How are you?
Hey, good. How are you guys going?
Very good. So we can hear you very well. That's really nice. Hopefully
not
you guys can as
sweaty
well.
at all from those technical difficulties, because that's not stressful.
I love the GIF you posted on Twitter earlier. I was laughing so hard. Let me actually show.
Oh, look, I've been looking forward to this. It's about time we had a threesome.
You know.
Great start. That was a GIF that you posted earlier. All sweaty. Were you actually sweating like this? Like trembling in fear?
I was a bit worried actually, because this is not scripted. I haven't been fed the questions or fed the lines. I don't know what's going on. So I've had a big drink last night. I'm very hungover, so I might be less animated than usual. But yeah, thanks for having me on the show.
Awesome. What time is it in Australia right now?
It is 11:10 in the morning.
Oh.
All right. So hopefully we can not take too long, so you can actually have lunch at 12.
Yeah, you're talking to us from the future, which is so wild and crazy to me.
Oh, that's right.
It's good here.
I'm glad you're here. Thank you everybody for waiting those 5 minutes. I know those were 5 long, grueling minutes that you just. Oh no, I had to wait to hear these people talk to each other. Oh my.
And someone says, I absolutely love how Dylan keeps it real. And I think that's one of your main. One of the best things about you. You always keep it real. Don't care about being like correct politically and all that. So it's very nice.
Yeah, I've definitely crippled the channel a bit. Like I know that I'm on 45,000 subscribers now, but I know you guys know there are bigger channels than us. But I think a lot of the time I don't cater to everyone, and I try not to bullshit anyone as well. So if something is unsaid, I'll try and say it, and I'll try and say it truthfully, and I never bullshit or condescend my audience. So that's what I think the difference is there.
That's good. Do you have any like haters sometimes commenting like, "Oh, you've gone too far"?
I mean,
you shouldn't say that.
People love to pander and stuff. So like, you definitely are not a person that panders. So.
I lost subscribers just on the last video I posted yesterday. So I've posted a new video. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but it's about.
Of course we did.
Oh, good. It's about the UFO thing, right? And the Congress testimony, and I just called it out because there's a huge economy on YouTube of people that are just gushing over this testimony, and the UFO people are going wild. And I just wanted to put that perspective in there from really the mainstream science community, and how much all of us are kind of eye-rolling and cringing about this stuff. And yeah, it's certainly, there is some overlap in the astrophotography community and the UFO believing community. And so I lost subscribers last night, but I am gaining subscribers as well. It's a bit of a net zero effect, but that's just how it goes.
Better ones.
Yeah, exactly. More quality.
So, Dylan, just so you know, we found a UFO last night. It was filmed on our potato phone.
It was Starlink.
3 pixels.
We did our research.
Blurry, as usual.
Of course, always. It's always in the US, of course, so, you know.
Aliens love us.
So we'll do a very quick mini interview with our usual questions. So first, in like 1 or 2 minutes max, what got you into astro, for those who don't know about you, and how did you get here?
Like many people, I just bought a little telescope. I bought a Celestron Nexstar 4SE, which was at the time like around $800, $900 Australian. And I thought that was a big telescope because it was sort of big in the shop. It looked big to me. And I've got a much bigger telescope now, and I've gone down that rabbit hole like we all do.
Size matters, of course.
Yeah, and you quickly like you quickly hit the limitations of those like cheap beginner scopes and go, why can't I do this? And why doesn't my photo look like the ones in the magazines? And then you go down that road of buying new
It's a
stuff.
slippery slope for sure.
Yep.
All right. Before we go on with the next questions, I forgot to say, if you guys want to win a ZW product of your choice, you can, thanks to ZW, they provided us with 3 products of your choice.
3 options.
Which will ship directly from them, brand new. So if you do want something of your choice in those 3...
if you would
ASR
like to
Mini,
enter to win one of these things in our raffle, if you happen to win, you can choose one of these. You can do that with Super Chat at any time before Super Chat time ends.
yes, so we'll save all of your names for Super Chat and select one of you guys. Dylan,
Dylan, you can't do that!
he's going to
That's
win.
not allowed!
What if he wins?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Take him out of there.
Is it true that Dylan has a huge tube? So, Dylan, can you answer that for us?
That's a good question. I would like to know.
There you
Oh,
go.
I mean,
Ready?
we can just answer that right now. No, I won't do it.
Speaking of that white lab coat that just saw us right in the screen, so what's with the lab coat? You put it on 3 years ago and you never took it off. Like, do you ever take it
Yeah.
off? Do you wear it to bed? Do you wear it to dinner? Like, what's the deal?
It's so I posted a video with the lab coat as a joke, because it is a bit of a joke, you know. Astronomers don't really need lab coats, but we are scientists. And I got one comment from a lady who said, "You look hot in that lab coat."
I agree.
So I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna wear it every day then. That's great." And I bought lab coats for the kids, and now we're a family of lab coats.
Okay, I'm like, can I say that I agree? Then you won't get mad.
I mean,
You'll look good.
he's very far away from you, so I'm not gonna do it.
You're 32 hours ahead.
Yeah, so that's such a funny thing to add to your channel. Like, it makes you Dylan now. Like, someone in lab coat.
Yeah,
is you.
I put it in the thumbnail so that people don't miss the video. I find that if I don't put my face with the lab coat on, people will actually miss because they don't realize it's one of my videos and it just goes past in their feed. So it's become a bit of a trademark, I guess.
And now you have 2 trademarks. You have this lab coat, and you also have your signature sign-off phrase. So, what is the origin of that? How did you come up with that?
It's a quote from the Bible. Everything is meaningless is Ecclesiastes 1:1. Ecclesiastes is very close after Genesis in the Bible. And I'm very irreligious, but this section of the Bible is so weird. It's almost like this rant of this guy who's like, the universe is so big and we are so meaningless and all of this is bullshit. And it's beautiful. It's actually a beautiful chapter of the Bible, and it echoes a lot of the stuff I think about as well. But right at the end, because the Bible went through so many iterations and rewrites, a scholar or a scribe has added at the end, but also God is real, and if you disobey Him, you'll all go to hell. It's so out of place, the last closing sentence, and it sort of negates everything that the guy was just saying. So that's the term or the idea that everything is meaningless is positive nihilism. So nihilism is a branch of philosophy about, you know, the meaninglessness of life. But positive nihilism is where you don't have a life that's built on a foundation of meaningless. It's that meaninglessness that gives you a sense of purpose and gives you a kind of freedom, an intellectual and philosophical freedom. So I'm a positive nihilist.
I love that. It's like positive thinking, like 101.
When did you actually start using that?
Unchained.
Like, in which video? Like right at the first video, or at some point, like after a year or 2, or?
I don't remember specifically. I've been on YouTube for a long time. Like the channel used to be just guitar videos and you know, back in the day it was just weird stuff you filmed on your phone or whatever. But I do remember consciously thinking I need to have a signature sign off. Like all the channels have a signature sign off, and you sort of recognize the creators by the way they say hello and goodbye. So I wanted to keep that consistent through all the videos.
Wow, that makes ours seem so lame.
Our sign off is so like dumb. It's like, yes, guys.
Well,
very unique, right?
Part of our culture as astrophotographers. I sign off a lot of emails with clear skies.
Yeah.
It is kind. I guess that's like a very kind thing to say, but it's not as cool as everything is meaningless and we're all gonna die.
I'm so shiny on camera. That's because our AC broke and it's super hot here. And today
was right.
If you see sweat stains, mind your business. Other question we had for you. How often do you find snakes and other weird Australian monster insects in your dome? This is clearly an Antoine question.
A lot. I found some gecko eggs in my CGX mount. So I disassembled the mount the other day, and there were eggs that had been raised and broken, and they'd all come out. And one of them, there was a dead gecko in there. But we get snakes very often because I'm on the edge of the bush here, so I'm sort of where the town stops and the bush begins, and it's actually wonderful. We get so many birds and so much wildlife. We've had pythons and swamp snakes and brown snakes and all sorts of lizards and dragons, and I just love the wildlife around here.
I didn't hear spiders, so it's good.
Yeah, I mean, spiders, who cares? I mean, you guys seem to be all freaked out about Australian stuff, but up there you guys have like bears and shit that can pull you apart limb by limb. I don't
Apex
understand.
Predators, like that is completely true. I don't know why it's it's a very American thing to be like, oh, Australia and the bugs.
If we ever come to Australia, we'll have to stay at Dylan's house and just have him protect us from all the bugs.
You will be welcome on my couch.
I think Antoine would love to spend a night in your observatory. He would die.
I will spend the night in your arms. Scared.
The feeling is mutual.
Wow. Okay, I feel like I'm third wheeling here.
Become my space daddy, please. Okay. Next, we have a couple more questions for the mini interview here. Oh yeah, will your son become an astrophotographer at some point, or like how does he feel about you being one? Or does he not care?
I hope not. I don't want to destroy his life by introducing him to astronomy. What a painful and horrible existence being an astrophotographer is.
He can get all the girls.
Exactly. No, I hope he does something that makes him happy. I don't expect any of my children to follow my footsteps or live my dreams. He is a drummer though, which is nice. So I can play guitar and he can play drums.
Family band.
Yeah, exactly. And as they get older, it's cool to see their little personalities come out. But they do get a little bit of street cred at school because I'm an astronomer, and sometimes I'll go into the school and give talks and things. But I get more street cred because of YouTube. Because I'm a YouTuber and because the other kids know I'm on YouTube, that's the coolest thing for the kids these days.
I have a niece and a nephew, and the first things I'm like, yeah, we make YouTube videos, and they're like, really? It's like, how many subscribers do you have? And I'm just like, why does that matter? Like, it carries such clout with like the younger generation. I think it's just so funny that they're like, how many subscribers you got? They're so committed to that.
I would think the best thing about you would be, he has an iPod. No, sorry, he has 2 iPods.
Yeah, that still hasn't got me laid yet. I'm still waiting.
Dang.
Because yes, Dylan has two moon iPods, by the way, which is really interesting. We'll talk about this later, but yeah.
Adam Block has 100. Yeah. Like the other day, he posted his 100th. That's unbelievable.
Show off, right?
Do you know how many we have?
Of course, everyone knows that.
Oh no, you've been trying, haven't you? Yeah. I know the quest. Yeah. You'll get there. I have faith in you.
Oh, that's kind. I mean, one of these days we will wake up with that message, but we'll just keep getting APOD 2s, which are still nice.
Just keep submitting. Sometimes you see the APODs and it's like a sunset, and it's the worst photo you've ever seen. I think it's topical. Like, it's not necessarily the best shot. It's just the most interesting shot that day based on the news.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how much they have to dig through. So.
So somebody asked, what other hobbies do you have?
Chess. I love playing chess.
Okay.
I've been grinding at chess actually, and I've been playing subscribers. So some of them have challenged me, and we play regularly. Every day, I've got like 4 or 5 games going on my phone right now.
Every day, wow.
And I play a lot of guitar, heaps of guitar. And I'm not a very outdoorsy person, but like I'll go to the beach and stuff with the family.
I'm surprised. I feel like astrophotography, there's a lot of like hand in hand camping, outdoorsy type, and then also astrophotography. But I like that not everybody goes in that little Venn diagram of things, because I truly love to be inside and do it from the comfort of my own home.
Yeah, the observatory is good in that way, and I am lazy. I'll admit I'm lazy. So I do like to sit in here with a bottle of wine and image all night with Nina doing everything. But also I've got a family, so it's hard for me to get out and about. So astrophotography has been a really good family compatible hobby in that sense. Other than the fact that I had to requisition the backyard, which is now completely mine. Yeah.
So one last question, and then we have 2 or 3 from viewers. If you were to spot a UFO right now in the sky, what would you do?
It depends. You need to give me more specifics. Like you just say, I see something weird in the sky. Like, how do I know it's a UFO?
I'm sorry, aren't there UAPs now?
Yeah,
right?
UAPs, UFOs. Like straight away, my critical thinking kicks in, and I go, well, there's something weird in the sky. The most likely scenario is it's a drone. The less likely scenario is it's some experimental military thing. But being a UFO is like the last possible thing I would get to. I would have to be literally bent over and probed before I'd go, hey, you know what? There's something weird about this situation.
That's aliens.
One time we were out in the desert by ourselves, like before, we had no cell service, nothing, like no Twitter, nothing. And we saw this in the sky. Like, oh, my phone is off. Okay, we saw this in the sky, which you can barely see, but it exploded in the sky, and we had no idea what it was. And this was like way before like SpaceX and stuff.
Yeah.
And after half an hour, there was still like a blue cloud in the sky, like after 30 minutes. And we had no idea what it was, and we couldn't check anything. So that was like the one time we were like, what is that? Because
it came without notice, right? I think for me, I was just like, not aliens, but I totally dissociated from my own body.
But there was a one time we were like, we don't know what it has. You know, it cannot be SpaceX because that was not a thing there. And it was a missile test.
It's America, right? You've got missiles and fireworks and all sorts of stuff.
And I guess the blue cloud was like some chemical that they were testing instead of a bomb. Like instead, they put some stuff in there that was just a blue cloud. That was very interesting.
Amazing.
Love seeing freaky stuff.
Oh, one quick question here, General Hero. So Justin says, "What's your favorite finished image and why?" And we might talk about this in a bit, but yeah, which one?
Well, it's always the last one I took, generally. So I sent you guys asked the same question, and I said, well, it's just the last couple, because I always feel like I'm slowly getting better and better at things. But I have a few key favorites. Obviously, the ISS across the moon in color that I took a while back that went viral. That was the first one that it got such traction. I thought maybe I can keep that going instead of it being a one-time thing and I get a lot of likes on a picture. I can build the channel. I can build my library and just keep going. And I've had a few other photos go viral since as well, which is good.
All right. And 3 questions here from the viewers that we kept. So that one's funny. Trick question. Would you rather fight 100 duck-sized Trevor Joneses or 1 Trevor Jones-sized duck?
God. I think the one Trevor Jones-sized duck. He's a big dude. Like he's tall. I've met him in real life. But I think 100 would be overwhelming. I think I'd be overwhelmed. I think definitely just the one.
Imagine 100 tiny Trevor Joneses running towards you and screaming in a high-pitched voice.
Amazing.
All right.
That was a fun one. And then other question from the community, as we both of us have a Rasa telescope. Rasa versus a 4-inch f5 refractor for mono imaging.
So I get asked a lot of comparison questions, and I'm sure you guys do too in the comments, where people say, what about this XYZ telescope setup that I've got? And my answer is always the same, which is I've never used it, so I can't have an opinion on it. I can't make a fair comparison. The only thing I can make a fair comparison on with the Rasa is using the Hyperstar, because that's a 1-for-1 comparison, right? The Celestron 9¼ tube with Hyperstar, so I could swap it out for f2, or the Rasa itself, the Rasa 11, and both had pros and cons. I do like using the dedicated Rasa more, just because it's a bit easier to set up and you're not having to adjust the collimation and all that of the of the regular Schmidt-Cassegrain telescope. So I've stuck with the Rasa, but I admittedly haven't used it for a while because I feel like I nailed all the big targets that the Rasa's field of view is good at doing, and now I've moved on to doing the high magnification stuff and going down that road, setting it up in the observatory. I kind of don't want to touch anything, like everything's set up and working and it's push button, and I don't want to pull it down and swap telescopes. So I'll keep going through this season and get as much more small stuff. Really enjoying the exotic tiny stuff at the moment. So, and I found it's opened up a whole world of other targets that generally other people aren't getting because they're not common, and it's not easy to frame them up that way. Example was the dragon egg the other day. That's visible in the Dragons of Ara, but everyone takes the wide field, and there's only a handful of photos of the actual dragon's egg itself. So enjoying going into those small targets lately. But the Rasa, I love it.
Yeah. I think the Rasa is always annoying because it has for mono imaging, and for me it would be very annoying to always change filters. So I would go for a refractor in that case, just to have a filter wheel. But besides that, I love the Rasa as well. It's just a nice scope.
But we don't even have the luxury of going down the road. For us, it's a 3-hour trip. So
that's right, for the Rasa.
That's not an easy decision to make.
Because you guys are in Vegas, right? And
Yeah,
so you go out into the desert.
Yeah, we put the Rasa in Utah right now, so it's remote. So it's like 3 hours away.
Wow.
So the Rasa is currently there. So we can't just drive there and change
Yeah,
filters.
it's like,
and stuff.
okay, it's time to change it back to the stellar view.
Yeah, plus the Rasa, like F2 is great, but you do need to be somewhere dark because it's going to collect all the light pollution quicker as well. You know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we tried once from home with no filters, nothing. No. How about no?
Overwhelmed.
What's your borrows home?
I think about 2.5, maybe 3.
So nice.
Yeah,
you live
2 to 3.
in Borough 2-3. Wow, crazy.
So
Yeah, it's a very low environmental impact sort of town. Very small town ultimately. Big tourism, but they've been lucky. They actually created the streets with no street lamps and no wires even. So they buried all the electricity underground. Great. And they kept our suburb really, really dark, which is fantastic. Actually, just perfect for what I'm doing.
Awesome.
I guess it's time to move to Byron Bay. Right, that's where you are, right? Byron Bay.
Byron Bay, yeah. It's a bit of a meme here in Australia. It's a kind of a wanky, yuppie town now, but it's also a total hippie, trippy, dippy kind of town as well. There's lots of crystal healers and UFO people.
I love the duality of that. That makes it a complex town.
And then there's me, which fits in nowhere.
Somebody asked, did you get the GPU acceleration sorted for your PC for PixInsight?
No, so PixInsight has no GPU acceleration natively. It's a sluggish program in general, and it would be good if they could tie it to some sort of GPU acceleration. What they were talking about, though, was you could run StarNet with GPU optimization, that seems like a really minor, like just one process. Even if I got it going, it might shave off 30 seconds, and it doesn't really make a difference to my life.
Yeah, because your PC looks amazing behind you right there. I can see it. It's nice.
Oh yeah.
Look at that.
So that's the one I built. I did a full video about that.
Oh my god, he can zoom, you guys.
Wow.
There you go.
Look how cool that is.
I love that you went not typical rainbow. Love the rainbow aspect of it, but
unicorn vomit.
it looks so like clean and futuristic and cool.
Yeah, I wanted to go for that 2001 Space Odyssey vibe.
Nice.
I love that movie.
It worked really well.
Other question for you?
Last question. One mount, one telescope, one camera for the rest of your life. What's your choice? Bonus points for staying in a realistic
budget.
Okay. God, one mount. Yeah, it's hard, but I often think about like where I live and retiring now, and because I don't want to move from this house. The observatory's here, and I'd love to retire and just be able to keep doing astrophotography with this kind of setup, because once it's all set up, there is no heavy lifting, there's no travel or anything like that. So really, it's the setup I've got now, but I think I'd go for a C14 just to get that extra focal length. and that would give me the flexibility to go hyperstar if I wanted to as well. And as a frail old man, I won't be able to lift the Rasa off or anything, so I could just swap out that secondary mirror. So a C14 with hyperstar, I think, would be my choice. Mount is neither here nor there. A mount's a mount. As long as it works, it works, and I'm happy. Camera, I really miss my QHY. God, I've forgotten what it is. The good one, 268M. Yeah, that's been in customs since April, and it never got to QHY, and they're sending it back. So it's still broken, and it's going to be, I don't know, another year, I reckon, before I get this camera actually fixed. So I'm on a lesser camera now, but I really love the 268M. It's a fantastic high dynamic range camera. It's been the best I've ever had.
I'm so sorry to hear that. That's so
Yeah,
sad.
it's bad.
All right, that was it for the questions. Just want to say the palette cleanser?
Yes, palette cleanser. What's something that people don't know about you that's not astro related? We already heard about the guitar, so you can't say the guitar. You can't say chess either.
We need to know more about you.
Something that people don't know.
I mean, I've mentioned it before, but I have been unbaptized from the Catholic Church. So I found
unbaptized?
Well, that's what I thought as well. I wanted to find out. And so I found my baptism certificate from the church that I got baptized in Western Australia. And I contacted them, and they said to contact my local diocese and talk to the bishop here. So I talked to the bishop, and I asked him to be excommunicated from the church. And he said he can't kick me out from the church because I haven't done anything wrong. I haven't punched the Pope in the head or anything like that. That would deserve an excommunication. So what he did was he annotated my baptism to say that I'm effectively not a Catholic anymore, which is great because I'm not part of their numbers. So you can get unbaptized. It helps if you have the original baptism records.
Wow, I'm sure no one here knew that. Crazy.
That
Okay,
sounds
that was a cool fact.
that sounds very extensive and long. And congratulations? ? Yes.
Yeah, I'm happy.
All right. So next we'll go to the targets we want to cover with Dylan. So we have two targets. We'll go over his current favorite image, and before we do that, let's just remind you guys, if you want to win a ZW,
your choice of
camera
ZWO product, you can enter the raffle with SuperChat
or ASIM Mini. You can. So they provided 3 options for you guys. Thank you so much, ZWO, for doing that, and they were very happy to do that. So you can just pick whatever you need or want, and for that you just have to enter the raffle. The raffle by simply entering the super chat at any time. So now, Dylan, we will cover your pictures. So the first target you wanted to cover, well, I think the main one, was
the dragon's egg.
The dragon's egg, which you captured recently, and you guys should be able to see my screen now, I think.
Yeah.
And if you open up, Dylan's image with the QHY 294 this time. This is the picture that Dylan got of the Dragon's Egg Nebula, which is not visible for us in the northern hemisphere. So it's a really great southern object. What can you tell us about this, besides that it was 26.6 hours with a C11 and QHY 294M? It's a great picture.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. And you guys must be so jealous that we get targets like this. I mean, I've been to the north and I've seen your void and featureless sky.
What?
It's just
he's hurting
awful.
my feelings.
Guys, he's insulting everyone.
Unsubscribe.
I feel bad for you guys. My God, we have all the best shit here.
I feel like we have way more targets, though. Honestly, you have some
guys
really cool
have
stuff,
galaxies, but you can try and justify it to yourself, but it doesn't really matter. I know I live in the best hemisphere, and there's no changing that. Now, this is the Dragon's Egg Nebula. I forget the designation. It's a nebula.
64.
But it's a nebula around an O-type star, which is not typical. We generally don't see nebulas just outbursting from stars unless it's a supernova remnant or some sort of outburst. We do see something similar on the Homunculus Nebula in Eta Ka, But for O-type stars are those big, young, bright blue stars. There's not a lot of them. They're sort of giants, and they burn very hot, very bright, and they're rare. There's only 100,000 of them in the Milky Way. And so this particular O-type star, we know a lot about stars and their life cycles and their evolution, but we've never seen this before, and there isn't a lot of data on it. There's not a lot of science on it. I did some digging in the NASA database to find some information, and I couldn't. But you can see there's two shells. There's the inner shell, which appears to be very ionized with hydrogen, with that typical salmon red pink glow. And then there's the outer shell, which is more oxygen dominant. So this says something about the chemistry and the evolution of the star's life cycle. And it's just stuff we don't know about. But besides all the science, I think it's just a very aesthetic, really pretty picture. It's in a sea of red hydrogen with this blue symmetrical outburst. It's just lovely, I reckon.
And I love the outer shell. It's just like mystical almost.
Like a little cape.
And Dylan made a video about this image, by the way, guys. If you want to learn more about this and how he captured it, he made a whole video about it. So go check it out for sure. We couldn't image this, so
obviously
the only way we had to.
Yeah, because your sky sucks.
All right.
Oh, go to hell, Dylan.
So we had to cheat and kind of use a service. So we used Telescope Live, and this is ours. And like Dylan said earlier, this is
that wide field
view
that you were talking about.
So the processing is way too blue, but you guys just can see the field of view and where the egg is compared to the whole nebula of the fighting dragons. So you can see the fighting dragons here. And yeah, the dragon's egg is way, way, way smaller. So with your C11, you were able to get a nice view of the egg itself, which is great. So it's just magnificent.
Yeah, there's so much more detail in that too, and I don't think that's something that you can really see from this kind of field of view.
But I like it in your wide field of view, though. If you switch back to that, you can see that the dragon's egg is sitting in a sea of stuff. Like, it's not just sitting in a dark part of space. So when you're processing the dragon's egg, it's very easy to want to neutralize the background and sort of make everything that typical neutral gray in the back, but that's not what it's like. It's actually sitting in a sea of red.
Mm-hmm.
And Dylan, you have a degree in astronomy, right?
I do. I did a graduate certificate in astronomy over just before COVID hit, and I've already got a bachelor's degree in computers and a master's degree in computers as well. But I just wanted to do astronomy for myself, just for interest, because you know what it's like when you get into space and suddenly you're just addicted to space stuff and you read all you can. So it was actually a pleasure and a joy to be doing uni assignments and writing about galaxies and writing about planets and stuff. It was
you
super
probably already knew most of it anyway.
Yeah, well, no, I learned a lot because at that academic level, they really put you through the ringer. But it was a pleasure, and because I was doing YouTube at the same time, I turned a lot of my assignments into videos. So
amazing.
I just take the assignment and rewrite it as a script, and video done.
Children, that's how you make a YouTube. Take notes from Mr. Dylan O'Donnell.
And so the second target we wanted to cover is going to be M20, because we love your image of M20. You guys can see it here. It's a super nice close-up view of the Trifid Nebula, and that was 5.5 hours of exposure time, once again with a C11 and QHY 294M. And as you can see, it's just so magnificent. And look at the details in the red blob here with the dark, I guess, block globals or maybe something else. Those dark clouds in front here. It's just very, very nice.
So there are some. I don't zoom in too much because there are some very tricky looking stars in there with the processing. I wasn't happy with the star processing on this one, but that wasn't the main goal for this. The main goal here was that a lot of pictures of M20 I see is just sort of this red blue blob in space, but you can see they've clipped that black point, so you can see. And I do this with a lot of my images. I don't clip the black point. I want to see where that grey smoke fades off into the void of space, and it becomes less of a hard border, and you can see all the detail. So I tend to bring my photos up a little brighter than they should be, which can overexpose the stars as well. But really, the goal here was to get not the blue or the red, and that's the other thing that people do is that they just crunch the red so hard it just becomes ridiculous. That's not what it's like. This is a straight RGB image done with a mono camera, but RGB processing. So yeah, I just wanted to show a more realistic view of the nebula.
All right, that's very well done. And
Yeah,
you can see all the faint gases expanding way more on each side here.
And I also like hearing your take on this too, because some people, I think somebody Astrovisional said that they don't like clipping the black point either. And you know, that's very like indicative of style, and I think that's something we saw when we were talking to Bray on our last Galactic Show, is like that he edits it with like he makes his reds like more magenta, which was really cool. Like you see enough of people's photos, you see the difference of style between everybody's, and then you see like your collection. And I've actually went through your collection on your copyright-free website, which I also love plugging that. And I enjoy it. I'm glad. Like I like seeing refreshing takes on the same old stuff. You know, we do see the same old stuff all the time. So,
but it's true. Everyone has a style, and you can recognize that style. And really, sometimes it's just as simple as opening up their Instagram, where you can see like a grid of like 16 of their images, and you can see the style straight away. You can see the consistent choices they've made.
Yeah, it's very nice. And because we picked this target to talk about for this show, I was like, I don't want to show our super old M20, which is disgusting. So we tried to hurry up and take another picture of M20 so you guys can see it here. And it's going to be interesting because we haven't shared this one yet. It's going to be very interesting because once again, just like the egg earlier, you can see a much wider field of view than Dylan's, and kind of see where M20 is in the sky. And this is with our Rasa 8. So this is a starless version because it was like very quickly processed for this show, really quick. But M20 is over here.
How high does it get for you guys, the lagoon?
I think maybe 25, 28 degrees.
Yeah.
Not very high. Like I had to launch different nights for this target.
Like a couple times.
A bunch of different nights for like just like 3 or 4 hours, I think, each time. But this was like I think 15 hours total. But yeah, the lagoon is very close by. But with Dylan's C11, you can see a close-up
like that, yeah, of that one.
Of this one, and you can see how overprocessed our image is compared to his, which is very natural. But no shame here.
Yeah, you pulled out a lot of that invisible detail though, which is good.
Yeah, that's what I always try to do.
Stuff.
I tend to always try to bring out way too much like faint stuff, and but that's what I like doing. So whatever.
That's cool. That's great.
The full view compared to the close-up view.
Right.
All right, and now that we talked about those two targets, let's quickly talk about
what's in the sky.
What's in the sky, and then we have a few questions for Dylan before the trivia starts, which is gonna be very fun, I'm sure.
Well, I guess this is kind of more. Is it what's in the sky in the northern hemisphere? Are we gonna be fucked up to the people in the southern hemisphere?
Yeah, I was scared about that.
So northern hemisphere, boring, bunch of crap.
Let's prove him wrong. Let's prove him wrong.
Garbage.
So in our beautiful northern hemisphere sky, we have this month's great targets. For example, M27, which Dylan doesn't have. How sad is that? The beautiful M27, the Dumbbell Nebula. So,
which to me reads as the X-Files Nebula, but I'm just going to keep that one in my own made-up.
Right. Yeah, small little nebula. Got it.
I was tempted to wear my X-Files shirt, just kind of in protest of relax. I want to believe. But I couldn't find it at the time.
But yeah, M27 actually is, we didn't capture it for a while, and our old image is very ugly. I'm afraid to show it.
It is ugly, don't show it.
I'll just show it anyway. This is our M27 from years ago, during the smoke time, like California was on fire, and we had all the smoke in Vegas. Yeah. So it's
California is always on fire, though.
Yeah.
Dang Californians.
Oh, that's good. What are you talking about? It looks fun.
No. Look at the core. It's horrible. It's all white, which is not supposed to be like that. And look at those stars. They're all like smoky. Anyway, it's disgusting. I want to puke. Anyway, we have the Helix Nebula, which I think Dylan has in his sky, right?
Yeah. It's pretty high as well right now. It's actually what I'm taking as we speak. Not literally as we speak, but every time there's a clear night out there in the observatory, I will be observing it. That's the current target.
And can you remind me what designation it is? I cannot find it on my catalog here.
No, I have to look it up like all of us professional astronomers do.
I
know it's
remember
NGC.
anything.
I know it's NGC. Wait, I'm gonna find it here. NGC 7293. This is also an old picture, but the helix doesn't really rise high in the sky. That was taken, I think, maybe 2019.
Yeah, a long time ago, pre-pandemic.
Yeah, 4 years ago, I think. But this is the Helix Nebula, which is a great target right now. Before it's too late, you guys should try it and capture it. It's a nice target.
I guess the nights are probably a lot cooler for you because I think our seasons are changed, opposites, right?
Yeah, it's winter here. Winter is very, very dry and lovely. Not a lot of rain, which has been good. But global warming, we do know that we will be on fire as well in about 6 months' time. There will be bushfires. It's going to be a hot summer.
Yes.
And
that's where we are right now.
Yeah.
So fun.
Now it's time to make Dylan jealous and talk about some targets that you cannot reach. So let's make him cry a bit. So Dylan, how do you feel about not being able to capture the Cygnus loop, for example?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Cygnus loop. This is a great target for right now, at least in the northern hemisphere. You can see the Pickering's triangle, western and eastern veil nebulae, and the whole thing makes the Cygnus loop, which is a supernova remnant, very nice in bicolor.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see it.
If you have to cry, it's okay. You can.
You're like, right. Starts casually playing the guitar to be like,
Do you have any violin by any chance?
Crack out the world's smallest violin, right?
So this is the Cygnus loop, and then we also have in the same constellation IC 1318, which is a Satyr region, which is also a great target, especially in narrowband. This is SHO, and it has Satyr, so a very bright star Satyr here with the Butterfly Nebula. It's a very nice, colorful region. And lastly, this month we included the North America Nebula also the Pelican Nebula, which I can find here. This is a 2-in-1, so North America here and Pelican here. It's a nice, colorful region as well. Dylan, do you have like maybe 1 or 2 targets for right now that you can capture in the south for our South Forks?
I guess in the month of
like right now, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, right now it's the core of the Milky Way is basically directly overhead. The helix reaches 82 degrees here, so it's literally straight overhead. But everything in the middle of the Milky Way, Lagoon, Trifid, Omega Nebula, there's lots of little ICs as well. You've got Cat's Paw, War and Peace Nebula, Rho Ophiuchus area. You've got the dark nebulas off the edges, the Doodad Nebula, Corona Australis, I think, Blue Horsehead.
That's right.
There's a lot of stuff. As usual in the Southern Hemisphere, heaps of stuff. Heaps of good stuff.
I know, it was like, we said 2.
He's just showing off now.
He's like, me and my degree. I also have a degree, but I don't talk about it.
What's it a degree in? What you talk about it?
It's lame. I don't like. I almost wish I didn't go to school for it.
It's not lame.
It's like
mine is lame. Right?
It's a bachelor's of in business administration with a focus in marketing. And
that's cool.
You don't really got to go to school for marketing, but it helps, I guess.
Mine is even more useless in this field.
I remember the business kids at university were always the ones throwing the cool parties. They used to get very, very drunk, unlike the computer courses. The computer courses were just full of nerdy incels. So I used to hang out with the art people because they always had the best drugs and parties and stuff. But the business people were cool too.
I feel like I get that feeling. You're bringing me back to a time right now, because on campus I would go to like the engineering building and I'm like, this place feels stale. And then the artsy building, there's like cut off doll heads and stuff, but you know those guys are
right?
cool.
Best parties.
Best parties, but I never went.
My bachelor's degree is kind of useless for this field. It's criminal justice, which I never used for astro. So.
Oh wow!
He uses it to play a mean game of Clue, though. Antoine's really good at Clue.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, it was an interesting few years to learn about that, but yeah.
I think he could have become a detective in another life, but then he looked up and then he never looked down.
I'm going to do detective to see if the North or South Hemisphere is better.
Yeah, I think that's case closed, buddy.
Oh,
Cold
dang.
cases.
Sorry, Poirot.
All right. And since we're still in this what's best right now in August, let's quickly go over some events in August. August 10, you have the Mercury at greatest eastern elongation, so the best time to view Mercury, since it's going to be at the highest point above the horizon in the evening sky. And then August 12 and 13, you have the famous Perseid meteor shower, so up to 60 meteors per hour, which is the best of the year, I believe. August 27, you have Saturn at opposition, so it's going to be at its brightest. And lastly, August 31, you have something I don't care at all about.
Another supermoon.
I don't care. Full moon, supermoon, blue moon, whatever you want to call it. August 31.
Like, I also don't feed. I don't know about, how do you feel about this, Dylan? Because we don't feed into the whole supermoon, like blood moon, strawberry moon stuff. But like, when there's nothing else to do, that's a cop out.
Well, I mean, every full moon's like that, right? The moon is a big diva. She takes up the whole sky, and you can't do anything else. So you got to sometimes hit the moon. But this whole supermoon thing comes from a 1970s astrology book, I believe. It's got nothing to do with
astrology.
Yeah, it's got nothing to do with science. It's a syzygy perigee or perigee syzygy. In science, but sure, the moon's slightly bigger, but you're taking a photo with your phone. It's essentially the difference of a pixel or two. It's not. I don't know why the media has picked up on it.
I think they just love a spectacle.
I like the word supermoon.
Yeah,
that's it.
It's sexy. I mean, you remember the blood moon?
Moon, harvest moon, farmers something moon. No? Blue. Alright, anyway.
Moon.
Blue moon is a beer, no? Is that a thing too? I don't know. Someone says conjunction of the moon and Pleiades on the 9th. Very interesting.
Ooh, catching that
Very
right
interesting.
up,
That could be a nice picture if you can take care of the gradients and the light from the moon, yeah. Alright. Before we head to the trivia questions, which I know everyone is going to be excited for.
Oh my god, yay! I
Guys,
love the trivia part.
Yeah, if you have any questions for Dylan before the trivia, go ahead and ask them. In the meantime, Dylan, what is the most challenging? Well, what is it, how does it feel to have an observatory in your backyard? Like, does it make a huge difference? How does it make you feel? What's your thought on that? Like, what if you never had one?
It's a complete game changer. I didn't mind so much going out and doing astronomy and setting everything up, but all of that stuff, like people like to fish, right? People like to go the process of fishing, and they're like, oh, it's not about the fish. I think that sucks. For me, it's about the fish. The process of fishing is boring and wet and slimy. Yeah, I just want the fish. So in that sense, yeah, it's fine. I don't mind like tweaking with gear and all that sort of stuff, but that's not what I enjoy about the hobby. What I enjoy is actually seeing space, actually looking at the data. I enjoy the science of it as well. So for me, the whole observatory thing is a bit of a means to an end. That's not to say that I'm going to go remote. I don't need to. I like having my stuff here. I can go outside to troubleshoot if I need to. I'm not reliant on a paid service or anything like that. It's all very self-contained, but it has been a complete game changer in terms of my personal output as an astrophotographer. What I think it cripples me in the sense that as a YouTuber, I don't have these grand adventures that you guys do. When you guys go out and you tell a story, you're like, we found some dirt bikers out here, and maybe there were some coyotes, and like there's a story. For me, it's like, oh, it's another night in the observatory. How can I make this entertaining?
I think the grass is always greener on the other side, because on our end, it's like, man, we would love to have an observatory just in the backyard.
Now it's fine, but like before, like in the apartment with no backyard, nothing, we were like, oh, we wish we had like something like that.
But now I've also gotten comments like, y'all don't go out enough anymore.
Yeah.
Where's the storytelling that we used to see? And I'm like, do you know how long it takes Antoine, because he's the editor of videos, to
you
make
guys
all these
produce these movie quality
cinematic
stuff.
I kind of miss it, but driving out there like 1,000 times, and It's expensive on gas too. Like everything adds up, and
It's so stressful.
But Dylan, if you could, if you wanted to, you could drive to like some random Australian part and just set up there. You don't have to, I guess, but
there's a star party out here as well, which I do like going to when I can. I go out to the lighthouse because it's the easternmost point of Australia, and it's a beautiful view from there. So I'll do Milky Way photography. I do miss doing Milky Way, like just straight camera on a tripod, easy stuff, no tracking, just out in dark skies. But there's always a conflict in me when it's a beautiful night. It's like, well, do I stay here and look after the observatory, or do I go out on a little mission and get Milky Way shots? So the observatory's been winning lately.
I think you made a video about either Milky Way or Andromeda when you traveled somewhere and you imaged outside somewhere. It was interesting because it's kind of unique because you're always home for your videos, but now when you're out. We have a couple of questions here. Someone says the media always blows out the moon stuff out of proportion. This is true, especially the asteroids. Like, this asteroid the size of 37 giraffes
Asteroid, Antoine.
hurl past Earth.
An asteroid.
He can't speak. He's too French.
Asteroid. Asteroids. What inspired you to make YouTube videos?
Yeah, it started from your hobbies before, because I dug pretty deep into your stuff, not gonna lie.
Maybe I'm just an attention whore. I don't know. I think it's more the case that when I get excited about something, I want to share it. So whether that's chess or music or guitar or whatever, but I sort of got into astronomy and started posting videos. And I think the one thing that made a big difference for my channel was just that intro. Like, I've got a 20-second intro. It's so annoying and so loud, but and everyone skips it. But it sort of says, "This is a show, and this is the logo, and this is the theme song," and that sort of turned it from being just something I'm posting on YouTube to I have to actually come up with a show every now and then. So nice. That's been good.
I love that.
It's funny.
That's kind of how the Galactic Show came about a bit. Mostly because I really wanted to be a game show host, and this is like my only little claim to fame. If this is my legacy, it's my legacy.
Well, it's more like Dylan started because he wanted to. He felt like he wanted to make a show. We started because we felt like we wanted to make
movies,
like a movie style thing. So it's like very similar in a way.
Yeah. You learn a lot having to edit all the time. I've certainly learned a lot about video production and stuff like that.
I hate to be that guy because I know we're just harping on astrology, but what's your sign?
Oh no, please.
Are you
I can't tell you for security reasons. I don't even have my birthday on Facebook. So my birthday comes and goes, and no one. Really.
Are you sure it wasn't on Twitter? Because I saw a birthday there, and that could or could not be wrong.
I try and keep that stuff off the internet. I don't know why everyone shares their birthday on the internet. It's such a bad idea. So many places use that as like a authentication,
like a
two-factor authentication thing. You can just call up their electricity company and get the electricity cut off and stuff like that.
If you saw Galactic Show #1, Chuck was like, "Yeah, I tell everybody about my life," and I was like, "Oh, even your social security number?" And
he even told about his colonoscopy apparently on stream, so that was funny. Gabriel asks, "Do you plan to get a PhD in any astronomy-related science?"
I mean, I'd love to, but I think because I've already got the master's in IT, if I did a PhD, it'd be in IT stuff, because I'm already further along that path. And then everyone would have to call me doctor anyway, and that would be cool.
That would be cool.
But I think that's all I'd be doing it for, is my own vanity. I don't think I have anything to contribute on that PhD academic level. I think if I'm going to contribute to science, it will be more observational, as not I guess a citizen scientist, but really just there's so many of us astronomers actually doing science but the academics will do all of the theoretical work and the paper writing and all that sort of stuff. I'd just be happy if I was an old man with a telescope providing data to someone else to help.
All right. So we won't continue with questions because I don't want to keep you here forever.
Sorry, everybody.
So we'll move to trivia now. One last comment that was funny though is, "I love this intro. It's such an annoying length because I cannot fully skip it. because then I will miss some talking. So you forced me to watch some of it. Angry smiley 3 times. Yeah.
I try
He's
and turn
right,
the
though.
ads into jokes as well, so that people have to watch them.
I know. I was so close to hearing you say the F-bomb, like you, and then I was like, "Is he really?" But you didn't. You got me.
Alright, guys. So now it's time for the trivia. So, Dylan, do you feel confident about those 10 questions?
Oh, not at all.
Great.
Sweating.
Good. Before we do, one last time, if you guys want to win a ZW product, which is either ASI Air or 2 cameras, so one of your choice, go ahead and
Now's
enter.
your final chance.
It's your final chance, so enter the raffle by entering any amount in the super chat, just so we can count your name in there, and we'll have the wheel spin at the end of the show.
Good luck.
All right, and now it's time for the most fun part of this show, which is a trivia.
The trivia.
And Dylan is going to be petrified here because we have 10 questions for him.
That you have to answer. We're holding you at
10?
gunpoint.
Jesus Christ.
I know, it's like taking a test. Feels like back at college, huh? Also, I don't think that we got to tell you that your title is Harbinger of
Oh,
Humor,
yeah.
and I think that you need to know that because I had such a hard time trying to find an alliteration for you, and I think that this one fit perfectly.
We were trying to find like the best nickname for you, but there were like so many like ideas that were not a good fit.
They were just
you know,
not good
a bit too
enough.
hardcore. And that
I
was a
mean,
perfect one.
dildo is the obvious one, right?
Which one?
Dildo.
Next time we'll have to use that for you then. So you guys can call Dylan either Harbinger of Humor or Dildo. Up to you.
I love it. I wish I thought of it first.
What a shame that you.
Okay, first question to you,
Oh wait, let me prepare my
Antoine,
thingies here.
please.
Hang on. Just so we can see the answers each time.
Antoine is so
I
unprepared
don't remember
right now.
which shortcut I used last time.
Don't. You're gonna end
Yeah,
the
okay.
live stream.
All right.
Feed me the answers, chat.
we got him, boys.
Hopefully it's gonna be fine. All right, go ahead.
All right. First question. Wearing what 2 articles of clothing can make you smarter?
Ah, yeah. This is called embodied cognition. It's definitely the lab coat. I'm going to guess on the second one. Glasses?
Wow. Yes. And you can
I-
see. And you can see here a screenshot from Dylan's video where he mentioned that glasses and lab coat makes him smarter. And actually, it's true. Dylan, you look much smarter
That's
with
true.
that.
In that picture, not right now. That's what Antoine's saying.
Hey,
Rude.
Well, he has no glasses now, so not very smart looking. That's good.
He's like, let me find some. Hold up. Wait a minute. Question 2. Name one of Mars's moons.
Phobos?
All right.
Wow, I can't believe you putting that degree to use.
Okay, my shortcut was fine. Alright, so here you can see Phobos and Deimos, so the 2 moons of Mars with their respective sizes. So yeah, very small.
I love that they're irregular shapes. I find that very charming. Good for you, Mars.
Alright, next question will be number 3. You have 2 APODs. What is the subject matter for each?
Unfortunately, it's the moon. I would love to get a deep space apod, but it's the thing I despise the most. Not despise it. You know, it's annoying as an astrophotographer, but they're good moonshots, so that's good.
Yeah, they're
The
very good
ISS
actually.
was excellent.
They are good moonshots, and within 4 months of each other.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the
I think they know me now, so they're not going to give me another one.
I was so impressed by that. I was like, damn, boy.
You got your first one in March 2015 and the second one in July 2015.
Yeah,
It's
it was a
really
good year.
interesting.
It was the best year. Also, have you suddenly got maybe like 10% hotter?
10% hotter and smarter.
Oh, glasses! Nice. Now you
Antoine,
look very smart.
please. Everybody in the chat is just like, Antoine, you don't
Hang
have
on.
eyes. Oh,
I don't have a lab coat though.
What a pack of dorks! Look at it.
oh my. We're blowing up the
No
internet.
knife. Alright, Dalia, what is the next question?
Quick, tell us a joke about Uranus.
Uranus. Oh my, where do you start? There's a game that you can play, which is the Lord of the Rings game, which is, would you let me put my staff of Elrond in your one ring? and that sort of thing. And you can do that with space too, and Uranus is a good one to do it with. Would you let me put my rocky terrestrial planet in Uranus?
Oh, everybody laughs. Do you have any-
I don't have like a canned laughter, but you get the pass.
All right, and you can see here Dylan's well, no, NASA's Uranus with a GWST telescope, so James Webb Space Telescope, and you can see the nice rings of Uranus. If you guys want an extra joke about Uranus, what is the most disliked job given to staff at NASA? Probing Uranus.
Grown. Yeah, it is a bit overdone. It has to come out in the least expected moment, and then Uranus jokes can be funny again.
It's funny. I asked ChatGPT for jokes about Uranus, and everything he gave me was
That was
so
the best
lame.
that you can come up with.
It was all like GP13. So
They must have an anal filter.
yeah, there was a huge
They
filter,
have
so there was
those?
nothing good. Yeah, they don't say anything sexual or anything, so this was a very, very weird jokes. All right, next, Delia.
Love this question. Is Pluto a planet? Bonus points if you answer it the right way.
The right way. Think about that.
You will never ever make me admit that the International Astronomical Union has demoted Pluto, because Pluto is a planet and will always be a planet.
So what is
You idiot. You forgot that part. So no bonus points for you, so
Yeah.
sorry.
Idiot.
that? Was what you're supposed to say, you idiot, because you made a video saying Pluto is a planet. You idiot.
Yeah.
That was just so like excellent. I can't even give any other like just pure like chef's kiss. Perfect. I love
if-
how passionate you were about it too. And I actually we went to the Grand Canyon recently, and near the Grand Canyon is Flagstaff, where Pluto was discovered.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Well, watch
So-
this space, because the debate is not over yet. There's arguments about the vote, whether it breached the bylaws. A lot of planetary science are pushing towards the geophysical planet definition, so could come back.
And
Yes.
guys, just so you know, we have currently 105 live viewers. I think it's the best so far in all the shows. So,
Dylan, thanks for
everybody loves you.
bringing the clout.
Thanks, crew.
About Pluto. So if somebody asks you, you guys, if Pluto is a planet, just tell them it is a planet, you idiot, because Dylan says so.
Purely because of that. I also walked into a chat. I was with like a bunch of like a group of us, and I was walking into a chat where they were just like, Pluto is in talks of maybe being a planet again. So like we're never gonna not like have hope. The hope is always there. And I was like, these guys are so passionate about it. But they work there at Lowell Observatory, so they gotta say that.
Very
But
cool.
I'm with it.
All right.
like
Question number 6 out of 10 for Dylan. What is the... I hate those questions because, I love them, but I'm sure everybody hates them.
They can change.
What is the current number of videos on your YouTube channel? That's tricky. But good luck. Well,
God,
just 2 days, so I have to admit that. Okay.
I've got no idea. I'll take a stab in the dark. 150?
That's
Oh,
your best? That's your best
wow.
guess?
150?
Okay, let's figure it out. It is 324 plus 2 days video, so 325.
Yeah,
Really?
I think maybe you got your answer because there is a very popular tweet that you had that you I think pinned or posted,
Yeah.
and you're like, "Wow, I have over 120 videos. You've doubled that in like less than 2 years."
I don't know that they're all.
Maybe they're
Science and
shorts too.
space related, because that number was just the space videos. I know there's a lot of guitar on there, and then now there's shorts as well. So
Yeah,
is that
maybe.
included?
So it makes
Yeah.
it very much bigger for sure.
Yeah.
Just say you doubled your content and take it.
Yeah. Yeah, so guys, go subscribe to Dylan. He produces so much stuff.
You're probably here because you're subscribed to Dylan. Just subscribe to us.
Dylan too, of course.
I can see my my crew in the chat there. How's
Yes.
it going, Damien? How's it going, Logan? Ball
And
6.
Damien says 105 trolls in the chat.
Keeping it lively.
There needs to be way more eggplant emojis in the chat, please.
Oh,
I
yes.
request eggplant emojis. If there's no eggplant emojis in the next 5 minutes, I'm turning this live stream off.
All right,
No.
next, number 7. Oh, that's a cute one. Okay. Well, no. I shouldn't
What
say
do you
that.
want to ask it?
Okay. Dylan, oh, that's not an eggplant. It's something else. All right. What is the current... No, sorry. All right. The first clue of an eventual turn into astronomy / astrophotography on your IG is not a picture of space.
What is it?
What is it? And if you want a hint, I can give you one.
Oh God, the first hint of the space-related post, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Or an astronomy-related post?
The first clue of something that might turn into astro is that. I give you a hint. It is a little space oddity.
Little space oddity. Holy crap! I feel like you're pushing me towards David Bowie here, but the first thing I remember posting that was like overtly space related was the fact that I bought that Celestron 4SE telescope, and I was like, "Look at this telescope that I just bought."
Dylan, follow your heart, man. Think with your heart, not that.
I don't know. I give up 0 points.
You will see the answer appear on your screen after this delay here, but here it comes. This was your first post with anything astro related.
Okay.
So that was a picture of
your son
in a NASA bib, and you called it my little space oddity.
Cute. So
cute. Very nice.
I had to dig so deep for that.
Isn't it funny when you scroll back through your Instagram and it's like, my God, there was a time when my Instagram was not space related at all. I was just posting photos of my meals and going out partying and stuff before it became an astronomy channel. Yeah.
We had to scroll down so much just to find one question for this show. Like, scroll down way too much. Too much.
Yeah.
It really also is just so indicative of the time. And also, I love that you're using the same filter that I once used in my early Instagram posts.
Yeah, I remember that. Everyone did.
All right, we have 3 questions left. Go ahead, Dalia.
All right. Question 8. One of your tweets went viral in another country regarding something that you saw from your home. What organization's launch was it?
That was the India's space research organization, ISRO, launching their, I can't pronounce it, 3 rocket to the moon, which is still on its way to the moon right now. Woo! And God, that country went crazy over that tweet, and got a lot of new followers from India, which has been great. They're really, really proud of this rocket, the fact that it's headed to the moon for its 3rd attempt to send a lander onto the surface. It's a huge source of national pride for them. So
it's
good luck.
Exciting.
And your tweet got like more than 15k likes and more than 861,000 impressions, which is insane.
Probably more by now.
Yeah, insane. All right, you already asked the last question. I mean, this one, you won't answer it.
Oh yeah.
So the 9th question was about the your sign, but I guess we'll skip that one. So we only have one question left.
I have a feeling you're like me, though.
We have one question left then. So what is the name of the doctor who was featured on your channel unboxing a FI5 Celestron telescope?
Dr. Zen, my son.
Dr. Zen, that's right.
Dr.
Wait a second.
Another little lab boy.
Dr. Zen. Look at that.
Excellent feature.
It's so cute.
Lab coat and all.
He's on unboxing video. That was really interesting.
Are you sure he wasn't born with it?
Telescope?
No, a lab coat.
Oh. Did you give your lab coat or did you buy a new one for him?
They've got their own lab coats. Our whole family has lab coats. We're complete dorks. And now Zen is really into coding. He's doing a lot of Unity programming and writing his own games and stuff. So it's good to see him grow up. He's 11.
Oh, nice,
oh,
yeah.
Wow. That's so exciting.
Yeah.
I once coded in my MySpace days. I don't know where that information went.
All right, so that was it for the 3. I think you got like almost all.
Yeah, I think you got all of those right. I think that was like
good job.
9 out of 10.
I think you got like, all the questions right, just not the bonus point for the you idiot thing.
Right.
So
well, thank you for having me on the show, guys. It's been good to chat and catch up with you. And thanks for everything you guys do for astronomy as well. I know we all work in these parallel universes, Astro Backyard and Shark and all the other creators on YouTube, but you guys are real OGs as well.
Nice.
Yeah,
Thank
I mean,
you.
the last time we talked with you was probably like a couple years ago on your channel for a live stream.
Yeah, you invited us on your channel last time.
And the quality was so bad, I tried watching it and I was like, oh god, anybody watching this just can't hear it.
Yeah.
Oh, the sound. Yeah, our sound was terrible.
Yeah.
We just have the trivia left to do.
The raffle.
Oh, the raffle.
I know,
yeah.
everybody's waiting for it. Somebody named Spites is like, alright guys, wrap that up. I feel you, man. I'm sure that Dylan's got to go have lunch. His family's probably like, wrap it up.
Can you just count all the numbers so I can put them in right now? Yes. And if you guys have any last questions for Dylan, go ahead and ask them in the chat while I prepare this wheel, the spinning wheel for the win.
Yeah, I'm getting the shakes. I need to go get a beer.
Blue, red.
Alrighty. Ooh, we got a lot of super chats.
So how many do we have? I have to just enter them here.
Do I like money? I mean, I like money fine, but I don't want for anything. I'm
only
good.
YouTube didn't take like all of it. Orange.
Do I still want a Cybertruck? Yes, I do want a Cybertruck.
Oh, that's
I think
right.
Elon Musk
You ordered
is,
yours, didn't you?
Big, but I still want the Cybertruck.
Didn't you like pre-order yours?
I'm on the waiting list. Yep.
Mm.
Favorite eyepiece. You are definitely one of my subscribers.
47 it looks like, but I gotta count that to be correct. Oh boy, you guys are going off today.
Yeah, we get some bad weather here as well. There's no way to prepare for it. I'm just on alert all the time if I need to close the observatory, which is all I need to do. As long as I do that, we're good. Favorite target's always been Carina, and I just love nebulas. Galaxies get a bit samey after a while. Galaxies are cool. They're a little bit more difficult to shoot than nebulas, but nebulas are just beautiful. I'm glad you like. I'll tell my wife that you like a very nice and tidy house. She's very good and house proud.
All right, just entering those real quick. You guys have a couple more minutes to ask Dylan questions. I guess I won't bother with the colors because it'll take forever.
Yeah, no. Just to be clear, all the donations here in the super chat don't come to me.
Oh, we can share if you want, Dylan.
Oh no, that's all
you're
right.
part of this.
I'm good. Yes, I do have music. If you look up Dylan O'Donnell on Spotify or Apple Music, you'll find my music there.
I would love hearing some tunes from your guitar right now. You have like 2 minutes.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
Again, attention for the people.
Oh.
What kind of beer do you like?
My favourite is brewed by monks in Western Australia because it's about 9%.
That's some good stuff.
Yeah, it's nice. Love it. Wow, very good. Alright, the round for applause here. I just have to update this wheel really quick. I have like 30 seconds left.
Thank you for your patience. This was unprecedented, and I hope whoever wins and enjoys their thing.
Yeah, it's gonna be a nice win because you can pick whatever you want. Well, between those three, of course.
Yeah, I'm hoping that the last time that we did this, the 2 times we've had the Galactic Show, it has landed on number 14, and I really hope it's not rigged.
No, it should be. I think it was just look at all the numbers.
It was just so coincidental.
Alright guys, we're about to spin the wheel now. I like Dylan's big close-up view on his right eye. All right, let's spin the wheel now, and we'll find out who won the ZW product. Let's go. Number 9. Not
Number
14.
9.
So number 9 won. We're going to go really quickly find out who the winner is from the very top.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
And the winner... No way!
No! No! It's Dylan!
It's Dylan! Dylan's the winner!
Woo!
You
Oh,
are the
that's
9th
hilarious.
donation.
It's rigged!
No, give it to someone else.
Okay.
Can we spin again?
Well, I will try, yeah. Okay. Well, that was crazy.
Wow.
That's a sign.
I promise
I
it's
have
not
hacked
rigged, you guys.
the
Everybody's
system.
is just like, you're done.
Wow.
You're done. Get out. Galactic Hunter
Incredible.
cancelled.
Out of 47, that's insane. Alright, let's spin again. And here we go. 9. No.
I'm starting to get the shakes now.
Number 2. Alright.
All right,
So
that
someone
was,
who was
that
here early.
fair. Somebody that is Kevin's. No, yes, Kevin's astrophotography.
Alright. So
Congratulations,
Kevin,
Kevin.
Congratulations,
you
Kevin.
win the
Your
product of your
choice.
choice. Yeah, so we'll have please email us and we can you can let us know which one you want from
We'll flicker this one more time for you.
From
You
your
write
three.
to us, email Nevada Astrophotography. No, yeah,
info you can find online, I'm sure.
there's 2.
But yeah. Congrats to you, Kevin, and you were here early in your number 2, so that's good.
Pays to be early.
But yeah, we're going to wrap this up right now. Thank you so much, Dylan. I'm gonna go ahead and let you go eat lunch, because I know it's time there. And that was very, very fun of you to be with us for the 3rd show.
I know.
Thanks, guys.
We
It's been a pleasure.
really will have to talk to you another time, and we won't have technical difficulties. I can't even function now. We're all gonna go have a beer. Everybody have a good night, good day.
And can you please bless us with your sign-off sentence?
Please.
Before we end the show.
This is Dylan O'Donnell. You've been watching Galactic Hunter. And remember, everything is meaningless, and we're all going to die.
Alright guys, thank you so much.